Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and in this video we're going to break down the best motorcycle touring gear for 2019. Now, regardless of what motorcycle you ride, selecting the right gear means striking a balance between style, function, and protection. And there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. So in this video, we're going to break down touring riding into two distinct collections. So we're going to focus on riders that might just be taking a long weekend ride. They need a lot of versatility out of their gear because it could also be the same gear they're using all week long while they're going back and forth to the office. And then there's going to be the rider that's looking for dedicated riding gear. This is the individual that's going out for that cross-continental trip, and they want specific gear that's going to work the best for their individual ride. Our goal for this video is to make sure that you make the right gear decision for your style of riding. So we're going to kick things off by taking a look at the long weekend touring rider, and this individual is going to be on the Yamaha FJ09, which is the perfect example of a modern touring machine because there's a lot of versatility baked in there. And really what we're going to focus on is gear that's going to give you a wide variety of options for tackling multiple scenarios. And we're going to kick things off by taking a look at the Scorpion EXO AT950, and this is going to be a helmet that I personally used for the first time at the Versys 300X launch. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that's not really a touring bike. But we tackled about 250 miles a day in a wide variety of different conditions, from 85 miles an hour down the highway with minimal wind protection to being able to jump off of some dirt roads and tackle a little bit of that aspect of it as well. And really what you're going to see here is a very functional helmet, probably one of the most versatile helmets that we're going to see in the new year because you have the styling of an adventure lid. You've got the peak on there. It works with goggles, so if you are using it off-road, you can flip this up and use a pair of goggles to keep dust out. You can take the peak off completely, and then you have just really a nice sport bike helmet. And for those of you out there that want a modular, it gives you that functionality as well. So you have a lot of different helmets baked into one with this. And from a protection standpoint, it's a polycarb shell, which is just a regular base shell that we're seeing from a lot of different manufacturers at dual density EPS. But really what I like about this is it's rather lightweight, especially considering you're getting that modularity out of this. Typically when we look at a modular helmet, it's a bit on the heavier side. So I'm actually really impressed with where this helmet splits the difference. Now the next piece is going to be our jacket that we're going to see here, and this is going to be the REV'IT Airwave 2 jacket. Now we went with this because when you're touring throughout the summer months, you want to have all the airflow possible, but you also want protection if you go down at higher speeds. And I think the Airwave 2 from REV'IT really splits that difference quite well, because what you're going to see is they're going to use power mesh, which is a little bit more durable than some of the cheaper mesh jackets that you're going to see out there on the market. And then the outside is going to be a full 600D textile for better abrasion resistance, and you're still getting the Knox CE1 armor as a standard complement with this. This is a perfect jacket that's going to work if you're just using it casually back and forth to the office, but it's also going to give you the protection you would need to step up speeds a little bit and take this out for a longer highway jaunt on the weekends. Now, the one thing to note here is that you will need to add a back protector. There isn't going to be a back protector standard, but really what you're going to see is a really functional piece from REV'IT that's going to be, sub $250. So it's not going to break the bank, and you're getting all that versatility out of it. Now, the final piece of gear that I want to focus on right now is going to be the Alpinestars Ridge 2 boots. And my first pair of motorcycle touring boots was actually the original Alpinestars Web Gore-Tex boot. So the reason that I really gravitated towards the Ridge 2, it's still a mid-height touring boot, but it's a little bit lower, so it works really well with riding jeans, so you can use it back and forth to the office. But then when you get to the weekend, you want to use it for a touring aspect, you still get the mid-height to it, which gives you protection, works well with a pair of riding pants, and that protection aspect carries through to everything you'd expect from a motorcycle boot. It's going to be CE rated. You have a nice rigid sole that's going to be comfortable enough to walk around on, but still give you a good base that your feet aren't going to be worn out from standing on the pegs all day. And you're going to have protection that's going to work its way all from the toe box back to the heel cockpit on this, as well as ankle protection as well. So you're really blending two worlds here, and with the fact that this is an air boot, in the warmer months of the year, you're going to get plenty of ventilation so your feet don't start to perspire. Now keep in mind, for those of you out there that enjoy waterproof protection, there is going to be a WP version of this boot as well. But that also bears mention that everything you've seen in this collection, as well as the following collection, we didn't go with waterproof gear. We realized that most people out there are going to be riding in the summer months and they want to maximize airflow. And also most touring riders are just taking a simple rain suit, throw it in the saddlebags, and if you do get stuck in the rain, you can throw that on over top of any of the gear that you're going to see featured in this video. And that is really going to wrap up our weekend touring rider. This is all versatile gear gear that you can use for a wide variety of different functionality, including those long rides you're taking on the weekends with your buddies. But now, let's move on to the dedicated touring rider. This is the long haul enthusiast out there that's going to be focused on putting that brand new BMW R1250 RT through all of its paces down the highway. You've got specific gear for each need, and the reason you're watching this video is you want to know what the best long-haul touring gear is for 2019, and we're going to give that to you right now, starting things off with the AGV Sport Modular helmet. Now, the real exciting thing for me is that this is one of the lightest modular helmets I've ever had the chance to use, and you're looking at 3 pounds 4 ounces when we take a look at it in the large. You're also going to notice that that 3K carbon shell works its way down in the chin bar as well, and that means that when you're using this in the closed position, it really works and feels and protects like a traditional full face helmet. In fact, this actually is going to be DOT ECE rated in both the open as well as the closed position, so you get a lot of protection, and then the style is nothing less than what you'd expect from AGV. Very sleek, stylized lines, and the whole thing is going to be benefited in the fact that AGV has now taken the internal fit to more of an intermediate oval, so you get maximized internal comfort when you're rolling down the highway at long distances. A very premium helmet for those of you out there that like the idea of a modular. This is the one to look at for 2019. And speaking of premium options, let's move into our second piece of gear, which is going to be the Rukka StretchAir jacket. And premium means different things in different categories. The reason that you're looking for a premium jacket is that when you're long haul touring, you're living in this jacket. And really what the Rukka is going to give you is the most comfortable, protective, yet stylish piece that's on the market. There's really not going to be a mesh jacket that matches the comfort and protection that you're getting out of the StretchAir. And a lot of that has to do with the materials that they're using here. So you're getting Cordura and Cordura AFT plus mesh. And really what you're going to see is that all that Cordura usually is big and bulky and heavy. It is not. The Cordura AFT is extremely lightweight, very movable. There's a lot of stretch coming in key places, so you feel like you're just wearing a very lightweight jacket, but with maximized protection for abrasion resistance as well as impact protection. And as long as we're focusing on protection, it bears mention that this is going to utilize the new Rukka CE Level 2 impact armor. So if you're looking for the premium mesh jacket that really feels like you're wearing nothing at all, but is going to maximize protection, the Rukka StretchAir is your top pick for the jacket to consider for the long distance touring rider that also wants to be comfortable all day long, because we're living in this gear. And the final pick for 2019 is going to be the TCX Clima Surround Gore-Tex boots. So what TCX has done is they've worked with Gore and they've implemented their surround sole technology. And this is technology that we first saw utilized in the hiking industry, and now they're bringing it into the motorcycle world. So what you get is you still get all the waterproof protection of Gore-Tex, but with an air surround system that allows maximized airflow and allows maximized sweat to be wicked away. The last thing you want to do when you're utilizing a waterproof pair of boots is have more water inside your boot because you're sweating so much. It defeats the entire purpose. So really what you're going to see is TCX is giving you a stylized boot. It still maintains CE level protection. So this is still going to be a boot that's going to be awesomely safe to wear for long distance touring. A little bit more height to it. It's going to work really well with whatever touring pants you're utilizing. But that Gore-Tex and the way that they're implementing this with that surround system is going to maximize comfort. And it's really going to be that top of the line premium Gore-Tex boot for all of you touring riders out there that want the best of both worlds, right? You want that comfort and you want that protection and style. Now that's going to wrap up our 2019 touring guide. And whether you're that weekend rider that's also going back and forth to the office during the week, or you're that dedicated touring rider really looking for a specific set of gear for those 2-week treks that you're going to be blowing through, hopefully what we've helped you to do today is find the best gear for your particular style of riding as we move into 2019. And if you want any more additional information on any of the gear you've seen here, remember you can always head over to RevZilla.com, where you can watch detailed breakdowns of any of these pieces, as well as shop our entire 2019 Gear Guides collection. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the 2019 touring gear. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.